video presentation, we are going to reenact about why there are people who supported and opposed the Rizal Senate Bill number 438 that was filed by Senator Clara M. Recto on April 3rd of 1956 and sponsored by Senator Jose P. Lauro. But before we get dive into it, we will gonna reenact the debate that happened in 1956. In addition to what the Rizal Law is all about and its purpose and intention on why it was made, and so what is the reason that led others start debating about its implementation.
Ako, si Senator Clara M. Recto, ay nagsusuwestyon sa kongresong ito ang pagpapasa ng Senate Bill 438. Ang bill na ito ay naglalayong maunawaan ng mga kabataan ang mga akda ni Dr. Jose Rizal, partikular na ang Nolimitang Hearing at el filibusterismo sa pamamagitan ng pagturo nito sa lahat ng kolehiyo sa ating bansa at muling ibalik ang ating nasyonalismo at patriotismo.
Rizal's novel promoted heresy and subversion. The church condemned them for their anti-Catholic content.
I disagree. Rizal lovers are not attacking the Catholic faith, but on the corrupt friars who oppress our people.
Dumaca Walonto, a nationalist and promoter of Mindanao, hereby favor the passage of Senate Bill 438 because it emphasizes Rizal's work and to promote the Filipino culture and values as well.
Inihain ng hierarkiya ng simbahang Katoliko ang kanilang pastoral letter to formally address the solidified positions of the Catholic Church. These factions consist of the Catholic Actions of the Philippines, Congregations of Mission, Knights of Columbus, Catholic Teachers Guild, Student Catholic Actions, at iba pang samahang Katoliko.
Rizal's novels, while historically significant, contain harsh criticism of the Catholic Church. As per canon law, these works could harm the moral and spiritual upbringing of students, forcing them to study such books, risk sowing anti-church sentiment.
With respect, Father Cavana, this bill is not meant to attack the church but to instill patriotism and teach our history. Rizal criticized specific injustices, not religion itself. Should we deny students like the chance to learn these truths because they challenge the status quo?
The summary of the context in the pastoral letter laban sa Senate Bill 438 ay ang lantarang paglabag sa Canon 1399 ng canon law that says, book of any writer defending heresy or schemes or trending in any way to determine the very foundation of religion. Second, ang pagtutol sa compulsory nature ng batas na tantamount to forcing our Catholic youth to read doctrinal attack against their religion.
I, Jose Maria Hernandez, Counselor of San Sebastian College and President of Catholic Action of the Philippines, I believe that it is pedagogically unsound on the ground that the youth of this country's colleges and universities are immature and incapable of reading Rizal.
But when do you think the Filipino students will be able to understand Rizal writing?
Tunta! Senator Laurel, how can it be patriotic to impose books that undermine our faith and values? The Catholic Church has opposed Filipinos throughout colonization and beyond. Encouraging students to read such works risks moral confusion and harm, and it would also be dangerous to expose young minds to possible perversion against the Catholic Church.
Where's the academic freedom? According to Article 14, Section 5 of the 1935 Constitution, that the state has every right to prescribe that what should be read in the school of the country, and that the bill was not violating any constitutional provision, much less violating academic freedom of colleges and universities.
As a representative of Panitikang Kababaihan Organization, I would like to highlight the significance of incorporating Rizal's legacy into the curriculum of all private and public schools, colleges, and universities. This compulsory nature is the only way to make the youth of today follow the right paths.
We must also consider that these novels were flagged as subversive during colonial times. Their content, though historical, includes inflammatory rhetoric that could disrupt societal harmony. Such material requires careful oversight to ensure it does not offend
I stand
religious
with the
sensitivities.
Church and the Board of Censorship. This novel vilified an institution that has been cornerstone of the Filipino society. Canon law is clean and guiding to protect faith, and this bill directly challenged that.
Faith cannot be destroyed by spreading the truth. The Church, in its teaching, should endure scrutiny. We can't just censor the works of Dr. Senzal because the religion challenges the authority. It's disrespectful and being distrustful to our history and its legacy.
From the start of the deliberation on April 23 until May 8, 1956, the situation was just getting worse with no sign of falling off. Senator Laurel presented a substitute bill which was an amendment to the original version. The full text of the proposed amendment read as follows. An act to include in the curricula of all public and private schools, colleges, and universities courses on the life, works, and writings of Jose Rizal, particularly his novels Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, authorizing the printing and distribution thereof, and for other purposes.
In conclusion, as a student, I have come to understand the significance and importance of the Rizal Law. This law, which mandates the teaching of Jose Rizal's life, works, and writings in Philippine schools, is crucial in shaping our national identity and fostering a sense of patriotism and nationalism. As a student, I believe that the law is essential in shaping our minds and hearts as Filipinos. It reminds us of our country's glorious past, inspires us to work towards a better future, and encourages us to embody the values of our national hero, Jose Rizal.